Yo, it's the. Well, what's up with my hair? It's the Bloody Dragons. I might be looking a bit scruffy. It's the weekend here, and I don't have anything better to do than play Championship Manager with you guys. And I've got an important match to play, don't I? Which might very well be the last one, because we're a bit in over our heads. And if you look at the match condition, the physical condition of my players at the moment, I think that's going to be the big problem when facing the Czech Republic in the second round of the World Cup. But nevertheless, we made it to the second round. We got through the group stage. Well, and in order to get there, we managed to qualify, which wasn't easy. Well, you know that you might know, you probably have watched a lot of these episodes, but this is the YouTube thing where I'm managing Wales, and I was trying to qualify for a major tournament, so in many ways I already succeeded. But now that we're here, it would be really cool to be able to see off the Czech Republic as well. But they're really good. Off camera, I've been looking at their squad, and I think two main things that I found out. Well, first of all, I knew that already. They have lots of great players, right? Like Nedved and Patrick Berger and Peter Cech and Jan Koller, and well, Milan Beros is injured, but they have lots of other great options. Jan Koller is a monster, and they've got, well, maybe not so much that guy, but I guess Sionko, Wagner, Baranek, they're all great options as forwards next to Koller, and they are playing like a 4-4-2 formation with Nedved making this annoying run, so I'm a bit scared of him for obvious reasons. And they'll be playing, probably attacking like that. And they also played on the 23rd, this date. But compared to my players, well, their fitness looks a lot better. So I'm worried about that. And the other thing I'm worried about is, I didn't even get to, I forgot about that. I'll just show you. Right, just before the Italy game. The other thing that worries me about the Czech Republic, apart from their condition being better than ours, let's see how it looks now. Yeah, so everyone is almost at 90% already. And what about us? Well, I'm really hoping that my boys will get back to shape, but probably not. The other thing I wanted to show you about the Czech Republic is, well, just the difference between them and us. If we look at their defenders, where they have a suspension, like we have an injury and so on, but it's not a big deal to them. First of all of these guys can play central defense, so they've got lots of options. And even though some of them aren't worth a lot, they're still good players. And if you look at their attributes, just the physical attributes, and try to find weak spots, then it's going to be a difficult job for you, because these guys are all, physical specimens and really good at everything. So maybe not so good at passing, right? But that's pretty normal for defenders. But the thing that really worries me, and that I wanted to show you guys, is the midfield, where they've just got Nedved and Berger and Jankulovski and Wagner, Wifalusi, Baranek, Jarosik. Really awesome players. And if you look at their long shots and you sort them like this, so that they come up the ones that are best at the long shots for the whole squad, then you've got there 4 midfielders right here. So that makes it absolutely necessary that we press. And I'm going to make a few more of my players do the pressing. So zonal marking for Twitty and Giggs as well. Hopefully that'll be better, because I don't think actually that my wings have been playing very well. Oh, and now I totally forgot to say something about this match, but obviously the Belarus side is continuing to impress the footballing world at large in a match where they actually were not the best team. But Tsigalko is an important guy for them, and they managed to beat Italy, who in this game is actually the World Cup winners in 2002, and thereby they are the reigning champions, the world champions. But they just got their asses kicked by the European champions. Interesting. And next up is an all-African encounter between Egypt and Cameroon, so that ensures a African side a place in the quarterfinals. And that's going to be Egypt, Ibrahim Said, yeah, and Wael Rayat. Yes, I think this guy would be well known to most people who play Championship Manager 0102, who have played that version of it. I mean, and Egypt, if this was a real World Cup, which of course I'm pretending it is, I guess they would be the darlings of the tournament, having... Oh, this guy was really good in real life. Having won, I think. Yes, they won Group D ahead of Paraguay, Holland and Sweden. A group where I'm pretty sure anyone with just the slightest bit of knowledge about football would predict them to be the Prügelknabe, the lowest team, the losing team of these 4. But, well, they turned that group around. And among other things, they managed a 1-0 win against Holland, who will be really sorry about, well, only getting that 1 win. And Sweden did even worse. So, yeah, good for Egypt. And now it's the 24th of June, so we're getting nearer to match day. And apart from the first match against France, where we lost 3-0, this is clearly the best team we've been facing so far in the World Cup. And it looks like we're gonna bring in the second tier of Welsh footballers, because I've got a lot of guys not really all there. I mean, I'm not gonna, because they probably... Yeah, they've got everyone above 90%. Normally my rule of thumb is that a player has to be at more than 90% in order to play from the beginning of the match. I might make an exception for a player like this, Vaughan, with good stamina and not a lot of other players to take over on that position. So yeah, it depends a lot on that. The alternatives, Kid Simon's stamina is just too low. Yeah, and it's really a shame, but I'm not gonna use Jason Kumas, our star player, with excellent ratings in the last 2 matches. I'm just not gonna play him from the start with 87% against a team like this. It's just not happening. So that means that Craig Bellamy will get the chance. And Andy Johnson, I've got him ready to play from the start. Low morale, but a good captain type player nonetheless, I guess. I hope. And then not Lee Fowler, but Simon Davies. And then I need Kumas on the bench. Twitty, he's gonna be replaced by Pipe. And that means that Vaughan will be the only one. Yeah, because Hartson. Yeah, I love this guy, but he hasn't scored any goals in the first 3 matches at this World Cup. So, so this one he's gonna be on the bench for this one, and then hopefully Robert Earnshaw will be able to grab that opportunity. And Bellamy, I'm gonna go all in and move him up here because I think I remember from a peek in the editor like a long time ago, around the time of, well, I don't know if it was the qualification for this World Cup or the one before that, but I maybe some of you remember I used him several times and couldn't figure out why he didn't play well. I used him in this position and here and maybe even up front. So I looked in the editor and found out he's not a midfielder center anyway. He can play these 2 positions, I'm pretty sure about that. So he'll get to take over and he'll play up here. And everyone else, they just have to play the match of their lives, actually. David Vaughan. Don't know about him. But yeah. And the problem is, or one of my problems, among my problems is the fact that I only have 3 substitutions. And I'd like to bring on Mark Delaney, Kit Simons, Simon Davies, Jason Kumas, Chris Twitty, and John Hartson, if I could. Because those are 6 good players on the bench. And I could just use Simon Davies from the start. But he's let me down a few times, actually. And this guy's proven to be more consistent. And I just need these 2 hard-working midfielders. I don't really know what Simon Davies, he's more like, he's supposed to be that creative guy, but yeah, I'd rather bring him in from the bench. And I probably won't because I've got Kumas. So, so maybe I should choose, no, I'm not gonna choose that Lee Fowler over Davies. I think that's probably it. Yeah, that's it. I know they are not in the first 11. And a bit of a surprise here from the Czech tactical board. I mean, Baranek in a withdrawn role like this means that I'm not gonna man mark these 2 guys, because then Darren Jones, who plays here instead of Kit Simons, he'll just be lured down here, and then Baranek will be able to sprint past him with pace and acceleration. And Darren Jones, he's probably one of the slowest players at the World Cup, so I don't want that to happen. That means zonal marking. Zonal marking. That's a lot of marking. Yes. Thomas Uifalusi. That's strange name, but a pretty good player as far as I can tell, and he's also pretty fast. But I'm hoping that Bellamy might Oh, and right, one thing. Defensive set pieces. Normally it's Hartson playing up here, and of course he has to run back and help with the heading. That doesn't really make sense with Earnshaw. So I guess I need someone else. I don't really have any good headers, but at least Bellamy is strong. So he's gonna have to run back as well. Yeah. Yes. I don't know what else to say other than that this is going to be probably the last 90 minutes of the World Cup for us. And I could have given more thought to their fitness in the last match, but I didn't really have that luxury. I mean, if you saw that match, you know why. So this was all about just getting into the second round. And well, I'm proud to be here. And if these players can cut it, then that's just what it is. Because it's really all about squad depth at this point. And they seem keen to get the early goal, which I'm not surprised about. So I'm hoping that we can surprise them a bit. With a free kick from Bound, okay. Oh. So the first shot on goal, that was actually us. Would be nice if we didn't have to start out being behind in this match, like we've been so many times recently. And now we're behind again. That's Baranik making that run as the false nine. Yeah. Darren Jones tripped him. No yellow card, luckily. So we withheld the pressure. Alright. Oh, damn. Gigs. Okay, another shot on goal at least. It's not like we don't have any attacks at all. Oh, that seemed like a good chance. Too bad we didn't get the goal. No! Did he just run past 3 of my players? Andy Johnson. Craig Bellamy. Dang. Yes! Get in! That's Bellamy, and that's why he's on the pitch today. I mean, that guy's disappointed me so many times, but we might erect a statue of him outside the Millennium Stadium if we manage to progress from this match. Well, do it again, Bellamy. This is pretty cool. I mean, the match stats, even the match stats look pretty alright, except for the headers one. What's up with the headers? So they're winning the headers, all of the headers in the defense. And then they've got Baronic up here. And that's because I've got Earnshaw playing instead of Hartson. Andy Johnson is doing alright, I guess. With 3 key passes, even though there aren't a lot of his passes connecting, but 3 key passes, I don't know if these are headers or what it is. That couldn't be. It's not that many headers, but I don't know exactly how he does it, but apparently he can, well, he's a bit creative. Bound is in trouble against Jan Koller, I guess. And they're still playing in the same manner. I bet they're getting yelled at right now for only having drawn with us here at halftime. I think the midfield is doing alright, including Matthew Jones. And it doesn't look like there are any small injuries or something like that. So there's really no immediate need to make that substitution. Yeah, I'm gonna wait this out a little bit longer. Patience will probably be the key here, because 1-1 result will mean extra time. Yeah, gonna see how this goes. Yes. Gigs. Come on, Gigs. That's twice. 2 chances for Giggs right here in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Oh, this is crazy. I'm gonna set it to slow because I know I'm gonna have to make substitutions pretty soon. And I just want to see everything that's going on right now. Overhit. Oh, almost a lucky goal from the Czech Republic. And they're still dangerous with the long shots. Oh no, you don't. Bound hits the ball upfield. Good. So that's 60 minutes. And right, so he's really working his ass off, David Vaughan. I think So what I know I wasn't saying anything. I have to remember to think aloud. But what I was thinking was I'd like to bring on Kit Simons. He's only 86 in condition, which is sort of, well, the average of what the rest of the team is right now. But if I bring him on instead of Darren Jones, who isn't playing all that well, he's playing alright though. If I bring him on instead of him, will I do that? Or maybe bring him on instead of Darren Brace? And then move Darren Jones over on the right side. Or Craig Bellamy. All those shots on goal, that's really great. And Earnshaw with 3 key passes. And now he gets an 8. Sorry, Hartson, I'm not gonna bring you on now then. Because this is pretty cool. Pipe. It's not really impressing at the moment. Neither is Giggs. So I think what I'd rather do is actually to bring Simon Davies on, because he's got that good, he's got very good creativity, right? And it makes more sense to bring him on instead of Matthew Jones than Kumas, who would be more of an attacking player to bring on. So Simon Davies it is, and he just has to make some through balls, and yeah, that's my first substitution. So now they're getting 7 and 7 instead of 6s like they did before, just immediately before, right? So I think this guy's doing all right. Darren Jones, also with the interceptions. So I might want to wait a bit and then use, I don't know, this is really tough. As long as it's 1-1, but I know that at any moment they might score. Oh, come on. Oh, dang. Handball? What? On the edge of the box? How could he do that? I mean, handball with the ball coming from his own keeper. No. Good one. Johnson. Darren Jones. Yes, he is totally obstructing Simon Davies. So, Jurosic. Okay. They don't have a lot of key passes. No key passes except this one from Peter Cech. So I think we're doing very well in terms of shutting them down. And it's really Craig Bellamy and Robert Earnshaw doing most of the work. But I just can't let John Hartson sit on the bench anymore. And I think I need his ability in the air. And also then I'm thinking, I'm sort of waiting for either Darren Brace or Darren Jones to get 7 here. Just to show me, because they look sort of similar in, well, the way they're playing today. And Darren Jones, well, I think this looks fine. I mean, I don't know what the problem is. Why doesn't he just get 7? I mean, maybe if we had the lead, then he would. But David Vaughan is getting tired, more and more tired. I should be able maybe to see the schedule. This is the second round, so it's the 25th of June. And the quarterfinal is not until the 30th, at the earliest. That almost rhymed. And that means plenty of time to get back in shape. So no worries about Vaughan, except that he might be able to play better in the, he might not be able to play as well when he's really tired. Makes sense, of course. Davies is doing all right. So we've got Twitty. Will also be able to come in, but Hartson first. I really need Hartson. I know that. Oh yes, Earnshaw. So Earnshaw is doing great, but I just know that if I don't manage to get the win, then I would regret not having used Hartson. He has 19 in determination, superb morale, and, well, yeah, I don't have to explain that. You know who this guy is. And that means Bellamy doesn't have to do that, right? So here we go. Well, not exactly fresh pair of legs, but okay. Didn't win that header. Shanko is coming on for color. That's probably a good thing. Well, he hadn't really played well. So now they've got this guy. Really fast guy up front. I want to see which way he is. He's over here playing against, right, playing against Bound. Yeah. I've only got that one substitution left. They've spent all theirs. Yes. All right. So, and this is tough because I've got Kit Simons. I'd really like to put him on, but also Kumas with superb morale. What to do? And that means I won't do anything at the moment because, well, it still looks like we're gonna have to play extra time. Bellamy. Oh, kicks. This is insane. Peter Czech. And we're the better team, according to the stats. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. Right. Good. I thought it was gonna say, but it was a poor one, and then he'd score. But still, we are very much in the game, and I'm expecting a good Wales chance right now. Come on then. Yes, DJ and Vaughn. Oh, and he did it. And I considered subbing him because he was tired, but he was not too tired to make that run in the very last minute of normal time. And now it's extra time and we're still on the ball. And Simon Davies, Hartson, and that's full time. This was quite a magnificent performance by Andy Johnson, the West Bromwich man turned Saint, and who was left out of the whole group stage, most of the group stage, because of his morale, which I suspect might go up quite a bit after this. look at this. I mean, he's not the most excellent passing player in the world, but he did make an assist and a lot of headers here. And he was really important with the captaincy today, and Craig Bellamy playing well. I'm sorry to say there's only room for either Bellamy or Kumas, but this is cool. I mean, I was talking about squad depth in the build-up to the match. And maybe I don't have to worry so much about that. And I didn't even use Kit Simons, and Darren Jones managed to get a rating of 7 in his first start with some good interceptions. And Darren Brace didn't really impress, but I think, I mean, he didn't play so poorly that I considered using Delaney. Well, he's only got 84 in fitness, but we did it. We actually won. And now they've got 5 days to get back to full physical condition. And look at these stats. I mean, did I deserve this or what? Czech Republic. This is really cool. I mean, sending them home from Berlin with a defeat like this and a goal in the 90th minute. What more could you want? And this means, if I remember correctly, that at the moment, having qualified for the quarterfinals, we've come just as far as I managed to come when I played, well, the same thing, trying to qualify with Wales and do well with Wales generally in the 97-98 edition of this game. So here we are again, doing the same thing, because I think that we ended up being beaten, and I don't remember by which team, but in the quarterfinals. And now here we are again, finding ourselves in the quarterfinals. Yes. After an excellent 2-1 win. And Andy Johnson, he wants first team football, and hopefully some club owners and managers have been watching the telly when this match was broadcast. I mean, insane stuff. Now we've got a Nuremberg match between Denmark and Scotland. I'm gonna view this one. Scotland, yeah, and Denmark. Because, well, Denmark is my home nation, of course. I mean, and they play like this, which they've never done in real life. Well, at the time in real life, they are playing kind of with a 3-man defense and then wingbacks, and sort of like this. Sorry, sort of like this actually with Christian Poulsen here, but in this version, in this alternate timeline, it's Thomason, Jon Dahl Thomason, or as we say in just general Danish, Jon Dahl Thomason. I don't know why I had to make that voice when speaking Danish. Oh, and I've been asked to comment this match with my best Scottish accent, which I can't because I don't speak the Scottish dialect. I don't know how to do it. Something about the art. I know, probably not. And I'm just sorry. I'm just feeling silly at the moment. Having actually gotten that win, and Scotland is actually playing best at the moment. They've got players like Stephen Thompson and Charlie Miller and so on. They're pretty good. So, and that's the goal from Charlie Miller, Barry Ferguson. So some pretty cool Scottish players at that time, but I guess, well, if you've played the Championship Manager 102, then you'll also know about Mads Jorgensen. He was considered a big talent at a short period of time in real life, but never managed to live up to that hype. He's the younger brother, it doesn't say so anywhere here, but he's the younger brother of Martin Jorgensen, whom you might remember from 90s football in Udinese, in Italian football. He was cool. And Skolbo and the golden goal. I totally forgotten about that, but there's the golden goal rule at this point, which I think wasn't in effect anymore in 2006 in real life, because it was a stupid rule. Sort of just felt like it's just a flat empty feeling when a team won after that rule, right? So I think I'm gonna have to go and have supper now, actually, and not attempt to speak any more Scottish or play any more matches at the moment. I'm gonna wait. I would have liked it if there was some way where I could see like the tournament thing with the brackets, so I could see who from the second round would be playing against each other in the next round, but I don't know whether that's just random or what it is. But at the moment, I'm liking our odds because we've got Italy not in the tournament anymore, and just from a neutral standpoint, I'd say they were a better team than Belarus. But Belarus, they're pretty awesome as well. I mean, look at all these players who can play all the positions almost. It's like a total football team. Then we've got Brazil and Germany and Argentina and England and France, and those are all favorites to win the whole thing, I guess. Maybe not England because of the goalkeeper thing. They don't really have anyone. Maybe this guy's good enough, but they're not using him as a first choice. So I don't know. They might lose to well, that guy's not. He doesn't seem all that good either. I'd rather have Coin. Right? From Wolves, from Wolverhampton. Right. I just can't get over our win. So pretty soon we're gonna find out who we're facing in the next round, but that's not a pressing matter at the moment, and I'd rather just stop here and click through these matches and maybe view one or two of them later on. Oh, Martin Lausen, what a player in real life. Could have used him in the Wales defense also. I just have to look at the morale. Yes. See, that's where we're at now. Only Simon Davies and Darren Jones for some reason with low morale. But Andy Johnson is all chirpy again. So that's great. And on that note, I'm going to leave you guys while we wait, I'll have to go and get something to eat, and you guys, you're gonna have to sit and wait until I continue my adventure at the World Cup with the Bloody Dragons. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.